looks like a nice spider web over here. Let's see if we can't catch this on film. We missed it up a little bit. You know, what was invisible now becomes visible. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Yep. Yeah, this one's sitting in and being bathed in about 45 microsieverts per hour, plus or minus, which is pretty darn radioactive.
In 1986, an explosion and fire at the nuclear reactor in what was then the Soviet Union in Chernobyl, Ukraine, launched a plume of radioactive fallout that rendered a large swath of the region here uninhabitable. Since then, the creation of a 1,000-square-mile exclusion zone prohibiting human activity has led some to declare the area a restored Eden, brimming with wildlife. But for more than a decade, Timothy Mousseau, an American scientist, has conducted an extensive biological survey here, and his studies have shown that life has been far more slow to recover than previously believed.
So it's a perfect area for biological studies because we see a diversity of plants and animals. It's one of the hotter areas in the Chernobyl zone, and so from our previous work we know that this level of chronic exposure is above that most species will tolerate.
Nothing here.
This year we've been looking at the small rodents, we've been looking at spiders. Earlier this year we were here working with the birds. We found that the abundance of many species of birds are depressed in these areas of high contamination, leading to an overall decrease in the biodiversity on the order of 50% fewer species in hot areas than there should be if there wasn't radioactivity in the area.
Mousseau says he has seen much higher frequencies of tumors and physical abnormalities, like deformed beaks among birds, compared with those from uncontaminated areas. He has measured declines in populations of insects and spiders, and yet in a recent paper released last month, Mousseau has also shown that some birds here may actually be adapting to high radiation levels.
So these are special digital audio recorders that are designed to pick up the high frequency sounds that bats produce while they're echolocating and flying around and trying to capture insects. And by the frequency of calls we can get an idea of the abundance of bats. Yeah, look at these mushrooms here. Let's see if it goes up. Well, look at that, eh? 43. So 42, 43. So yeah, this mushroom is definitely much hotter than the surrounding areas.
The legacy of Chernobyl, Mousseau says, can be seen not just in animal life. Cut trees here show a dramatic change in the color of their rings, exactly in 1986.
It occurred to us after visiting Fukushima last year that some of those spider webs looked a little strange. And so we thought we would test that hypothesis in a very scientific way by capturing images of as many spider webs as we can find in hot and cold areas of the same kinds of species, to see if there's more variability or less structure to the webs in these radioactive areas. It could serve as a biomarker of the background radiation. We're in the town of Chernobyl, downtown Chernobyl as it were, and what we found is that the frequency of aberrant color patterns on the backsides of these bugs is directly proportional to how radioactive the area is. The one on this side is relatively normal, and then you look on the other one and you see that the black spots are kind of fused together. Thank you.
Mousseau's work in Chernobyl will continue for years to come. He's extended his study to Fukushima, Japan, and hopes to shed a brighter light on the lasting effects of radiation on biological systems, including humans.
Ding 1986, essas pessoas arriscaram a vida e a saúde para limpar o que restou da explosão da usina nuclear de Chernobyl e foram recompensadas com um pacote de benefícios sociais que quase 25 anos depois podem ser suspensos devido à proposta de corte de custos do governo. Resultado, mais de 2.000 pessoas foram às ruas de Kiev para protestar. Há menos verba e os funcionários enfrentam regras mais rígidas para comprovar a conexão entre o trabalho de limpeza e seus problemas de saúde.
O governo propôs uma redução nos benefícios, o que incomodou os chamados defensores da pátria, que mesmo arriscando a saúde, participaram da limpeza depois do acidente.
O plano de cortar o custeio do plano médico, da aposentadoria e de moradia foi divulgado dias antes dos 25 anos do acidente. O governo ucraniano alega que tem que fazer cortes no orçamento por causa da crise financeira mundial. A ameaça do corte dos benefícios é ainda mais perturbadora, porque a Ucrânia precisa de fundos para selar o vazamento de um reator no local onde funcionava Chernobyl. Versão brasileira, a IUPA.